today to give a talk on what it's really like to be a university student studying psychology. A student learning assistant often is abbreviated as SLA. It's a student who has excelled in their studies and as a result is employed to help support learning alongside tutors on modules they have already completed. I'll touch more on this a little later. But the purpose of today's session is to try and give you guys a clearer image of what you can expect on an undergraduate program in psychology. I will detail some of my challenges, my successes, and a whole lot in between, hopefully giving you a clearer idea and addressing any misconceptions, fears, or worries you may have around going university. And also giving you a clearer understanding of the university experience. But for now, I think if we start with like a little quiz, if you guys could go on your phones, go on to menti.com, the link's right there, and just enter the code 927115. It's just a quick quiz that we're going to do. I'm going to get that up. If you can enter a username, pick any username you like. If you can make it funny and related to psychology, awesome. But also, please remember, keep it clean. When everyone's done that, we will start. There's going to be 5 questions. They're going to be multiple choice. And yeah. I mean, I can hear myself talking. If anyone has everyone got their microphones on mute? Awesome. I'm just going to I've got 7 participants at the moment. I'll give you guys another 45 seconds just to get up and running with menti.com. Eight. Just another 20 seconds. Cool. Let's start with question 1. If you all look at your phone, the questions will be on there. What percentage of the brain does the average human use? You've got 15 seconds. 10.4%, 27%, 4.6, or 100%. 7, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Okay, so one of you guys got that correct. The claim that we only use 10% of our brain is a myth, usually promoted by people who want to sell you self-help books that unlock the potential of the remaining 90%. I think maybe some people have thought of that movie. What is it, Lucy? It's not correct. That's Hollywood. Question number 2. Someone who is schizophrenic suffers from a split personality. This statement is true, false, sometimes true, or they have 26 personalities all protecting Kevin. Another pop culture reference right there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. So are we done? Okay, I'm glad no one picked the 26 personalities, but again, one person got that correct. Don't believe everything you see on TV about mental health. Schizophrenia is a disturbance of the thought and emotion. Around 1 in 100 people will seek out or be referred to psychiatric help for schizophrenic symptoms. The majority of people with schizophrenia will lead absolutely normal lives. So the answer was false. Catching a few of you guys out here. I like this. Question 3. What psychology degree would best suit someone interested in how the brain and nervous system influences behavior? Counseling, criminology, sociology, or neuroscience? You guys got 6 seconds. 4, 3. Awesome. The majority of you guys got that right. Neuroscience is the most scientific of all psychology degrees. We pretty much use machines to measure brain waves and explore personality and behavior. From a physiological point of view, it's not my speciality. I'm counselling, so probably the other end of the spectrum. Question number 4. It's going well so far. What psychology degree would best suit someone interested in group dynamics and how minority groups can influence a majority? Counselling, criminology, sociology, or neuroscience? 3, 2, 1. Again, bang on, pretty much everyone got that. Sociology is the study of social relationships and the development, maintenance, and issue of societies, and the processes that initiate them to change. Final question. Question number 5. What is the average weekly teaching hours for a psychology degree? That is, how many hours a week will you be spending in class with your tutors? 15, 28, 10, 38, or no idea? Okay, awesome. 3 of you guys got that right. 1 had no idea. Before I went to university, I had no idea as well. I thought it would have been probably more around 38. See how we all done? Awesome. Chloe absolutely smashed that one. We've got Elle smashed it as well. Elle come in first place, Chloe in second, Sebastian in third. Well done, guys. That's awesome. So hopefully some of that has dispelled a few myths around psychology. Let's go on to the next slide. What I'm going to do now is just give you a bit of history about myself. I'd like to give you a bit of background on me as a person and also as a learner. I have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, otherwise known as ADHD, so please forgive me if I lose my space or I look like I'm looking away. I've probably seen something shiny out the corner of my eye. Does make me lose my train of thought, like right now, but anyway. However, because of my ADHD, I've always found education really difficult. I ended up failing all my GCSEs and leaving school with practically no qualifications. I wasn't too bothered at the time because I had such a traumatic experience with education that I was glad to be out, and I'd convinced myself at that time I wasn't going back. Being more of a party guy, impulsive, energetic, sociable, I ended up working in bars and restaurants for over 8 years. I loved working in these environments. As you guys can probably see on the right, I've attached a few pictures. I still can't believe I got paid for that. You know, I loved working there. It really fitted with my personality. I felt I had found where I belonged. My slightly crazy and unique personality was accepted, embraced, and even valued. Unfortunately, I broke 3 discs in my back in 2005, and this would prevent me from continuing in such an active job. Was it 2005? No, it was 2015. Sorry, I've missed a whole decade there. I'm showing my age now. It was a really tough time as I was not academic and had no idea what I was going to do with my life. I became clinically depressed, and the following 2 years, I needed hospitalization and therapy to sort of help with that. It was the help I received through therapy which inspired me to help others. I knew I wanted to work with people struggling with their mental health, and the best way to do this would become a psychologist. After realising my grades, where I failed them all at GCSE, wasn't going to be a barrier, I'd just need to complete a foundation year, I decided to apply through UCAS and study psychology at Middlesex. I mean, I was petrified. I never thought I'd last very long, if I'm going to be completely honest. I thought, as a mature student, I'd be ostracised and alone while sitting there all day with a confused look on my face, not understanding a thing that was being taught, pretty much like I was in secondary school. Although there are many times I do sit there with that confused look on my face, there's just so much support available from staff, tutors, students that really encourages you to succeed. Everybody wants you to do well. They're prepared to help you in achieving your goals. It's really such a great community to be part of. I've felt a strong sense of belonging, which has helped me greatly feel part of the academic community, and I feel empowered and able to seek help to understand things that I might not initially get. But most importantly, I do not feel in any way the same as I did when I was younger and in secondary education. Although my journey the last 3 years has definitely not been easy, outside of university, I've experienced significant barriers which has impacted on my studies. Sorry. I was made homeless at the beginning of 2019. My back flared up again, meaning my mobility had been really reduced, which really helped me, well, really impacted me struggling to get to university. Alongside a more joyous barrier, which was giving birth to my daughter in July 2019. I mean, obviously I didn't give birth to her, my partner did. I sort of like stood there with that same confused look on my face. I wasn't really helpful there. But anyway, everything combined really put a lot of pressure on my studies, especially the sleepless nights. And no, anyway, it was tricky. It was difficult. Although, unlike when I was younger, I am so motivated and focused. I really am determined to succeed with this psychology degree. With this determination, it really isn't as hard as it might seem. This is because the support that I access through the university really helped me with my studies. I use the academic drop-in services. I email and book tutorials with tutors, and it's being proactive with this which has helped me achieve the top grades in every assignment, module and exam I've taken since being at Middlesex. I feel the biggest achievement for me personally, which I'm really proud of, was being asked to be a SLA. My tutor nominated me in my second year to go back and help other students through the SLA program understand concepts that are quite tricky to understand because I'd performed so well at them. A particularly powerful quote that really resonates with me, that hopefully has might have some significance for you guys, is this. It's by Tony Robbins, and hopefully my past might, well, it definitely has meaning for me. Your past does not equal your future. Whatever has happened, whatever your disadvantage, whatever problems you may have had in the past doesn't need to be your future. It doesn't need to hold you back at university. Another message I'd like to share is my belief that university is not a sprint, it's a journey of self-discovery. Everyone's path is going to be different and unique. This is only something I've recently learned. When I first come to university, I put a lot of pressure on myself to get through as quick as possible and keep up with everybody else. This led to lots of stress in my first few years. After reaching for help, I extended my degree a year and have been so happy as I've been less stressed, maintained the top grades, and excelled at my role of being an SLA and also a father, which is something, again, I'm very proud of. Now, although everybody's journey is unique and different, one thing that will be the same for everyone is the coursework. You have different types of coursework which will be required of you. You've got essays, which are generally around 1,500 words. You might be asked to complete about 2 or 3 essays in your first year. I think we're all quite familiar with essays. There's group work. One of the biggest tips I can give you guys about group work is be proactive. Set goals, communicate with your team well, and don't leave things to the last minute. Presentations as well. I mean, I'm not a great public speaker. I don't like it. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but these can be daunting. If you make sure you practice, they become less intimidating and you perform much better, which obviously will relate to higher grades. Finally, one of the last types of assignments you will encounter on an undergraduate degree in psychology are lab reports. Lab reports are structured scientific accounts of experiments you will conduct. They have clearly defined subheadings which make writing them very procedural and, in my opinion, easier to understand than essays. They're generally around 2,500 words, and you'll do 1 in your first year, 2 in your second, and your big dissertation in your third year will be a lab report that you do yourself or in a group. Regardless of assignment, the key element that is essential to excelling at university is critical thinking. Demonstrating critical thinking throughout your work and developing this skill will be fundamental to your undergraduate journey. Question everything. Question your tutors, question reports you read, and seek out contradictory reports, and then question them. I mean, really. take nothing on face value. I mean, that is what the university wants to sort of instill and sort of get out of you guys. Now, before we go to the Q&A, I just want to reiterate a few final words which have really helped me through uni, and hopefully they're going to be some tips that help you guys. It might sound cheesy, but you really do get out what you put in. Hopefully what my story has shown is that with the right frame of mind and determination, you can overcome practically anything. Your academic past, physical or mental health, family situation or other struggles do not need to be a barrier to succeeding at university. You are not alone. There is so much support you can access to help you succeed. Even me, my role as an SLA is solely to support learning on psychology modules. That could be you guys next year if you choose to study at Middlesex. You might be in my class, which would be awesome. With that being said, given the current situation with COVID-19, there will be some changes in the new academic year. However, all the support will be available online from the comfort of your own home. So if you find that you're struggling, make sure you book tutorials, email a tutor, or even email an SLA. Make sure you use every opportunity you can to get feedback on your work and performance. It might sometimes be hard to hear, but it will help you massively. If you don't understand your feedback, or you are not understanding something in general, make sure you ask for clarification. There's no such thing as a stupid question. And what a lot of people will do, will take the feedback, they won't understand it, they'll go home, they'll resonate. Just go ask your tutor, can you please clarify that? Or put your hand up in class. What you might find, there's a lot of other students struggling and want to know the same question, but everyone's a bit embarrassed to put their hands up. There is no such thing as a stupid question. With that being said, you need to be receptive to growth. By understanding and actioning feedback, having a growth mindset and a determined attitude, you will not only grow academically, but personally. I can guarantee nearly all students who complete a degree program leaving university significantly different to when they first enrolled. And that change is a powerful and beautiful thing. And finally, be kind to yourselves. Be proud of where you are and keep telling yourself you can achieve amazing things. You just need to keep pushing. We've got some references there for some of the clips that were used. And finally, guys, we've got a bit of a feedback poll. So if you guys can just pop in the chat box a number from 0 to 2, whether today's talk has been not useful, quite useful, or very useful, it will be awesome. And if you guys want to unmute your microphones now, we'll have a quick Q&A. If anyone's got any questions, that'd be awesome. I can answer any questions anyone's got. I mean, I've got a question mark on the chat. If some of you guys don't want to ask questions over the mic, please feel free to write them in the chat box as well. Just have a look back through the chat box, see if anyone had any questions through that. Awesome. No, I don't think there's any questions through that. Well, I hope I haven't bored everyone. I mean, I'm quite sick of the sound of my own voice by now.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm a student in France, but I have the dual nationality. So is it hard to be, like, being a student abroad, is it hard to get into, like, any university in England?
Yeah.
Well, we don't have the same system in France as they have in England.
So are you talking qualification-wise?
Yeah, like, well, grades and, well, exams at the end of the year, for example.
No, you will be able to convert them. I mean, on the Middlesex website, I know about Middlesex, it shouldn't be a barrier. I know, especially with the COVID-19 situation, they don't just look at academic grades, they look at it holistically and they look at it as a whole. I would not see that as being a barrier, although, I mean, that's not technically my field. Maybe Dana or maybe one of the admin or one of the academic support might be able to get back to you with a better answer on that. But no, okay. I'd say, you know, I got into university with practically nothing. I failed all my GCSEs, I failed everything. and they still took me. I had to do a foundation year.
Yeah.
It might not be for everyone. It's an extra year where I loved it. It gives you all the fundamentals that you would need to perform really well at university, but it's not going to be I would go out on a limb and say it's not going to be a barrier to getting into university in London or the UK.
Okay.
Did that answer your question?
Thank you very much.
Oh, awesome. I just want to double check. Right, we've got one from Sophie. I'm planning to do a double major in psychology with acting in the US. As a psych student, what link can you see or identify as an advanced psych student? Oh, that's a bit of a tricky one. Oh, can you guys still see me? Yeah, awesome. Susanna can't see me, so I'm glad it's just Susanna. To be perfectly honest with you, Sophie, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how the US works. I don't, we've got numerous psychology degrees that we offer. We offer obviously counselling, neuroscience, psychology with education, but acting is not one that, I would know. I tell you what, I will endeavour to get someone to get back to you with that question, but I think that's a bit beyond me, Simbo.
Hello, can you unmute me? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, everyone's unmuted.
We will get Z to send the information to the students, and I can see that Lakshmi asked where the recorded the video will be sent. Again, Z will send the information. She will send the information to the same site that your link was sent to. So one of our representatives here will be doing that, our marketing team. I don't know whether Z is on board. I think she might have left us.
Yeah, she said, no, she's here. She said, yeah, no problem.
Oh, okay. All right. Z is there. All right. Okay. Yeah.
I think one message that I really do want to put out to everyone who's spent the time to come here today is, where I am today, if someone told me 5 years ago, you're going to be excelling at university, you're going to be doing great, I would have probably laughed my head off. I was never academic. I failed everything. I hated education. And to be sitting here today and to have been asked to give a talk like this to you guys, if I can do it, honestly, I believe anybody can do it. There is no barriers. University are not going to turn around and say no. They might say you need to do a foundation year to give you the essentials, and the foundation year was amazing. There is always going to be a route for you guys to take to get where you want to go. It's just about having that mindset of you're not going to let anything stop you, and you are going to go for it, and the university will support you no end.
What is a foundation year?
Okay, awesome. So foundation year is an extra year that you do before your degree, and it's for people that don't have conventional qualifications. So because obviously I didn't have any GCSEs, which I think you might even have one up on me. I think a lot of you guys might have A-levels. I never had that. It's to give you an opportunity to study at university. So you'll learn about psychology, but mostly you'll be learning about how to write academically, referencing. You'll learn the basics on maths and English, these skills that the university would assume a lot of people going straight onto a degree have through their education. These just cover them fundamentals. And to be honest with you, as a mature student, as someone who never got on with education, I don't think I would have done as well as I have without the foundation year. It was really fantastic. It gave me all the tools I needed to be getting the tools I have now.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. But again, it's just a testament to, please don't think I'm not able to go to university, I haven't got the grades, or it doesn't matter. They are catering for that. They are catering for people who might not have done well at school. As well, I think it's recognised, especially in psychology, school can be a very tough time for a lot of people. You're going through a lot of changes. There's a lot. It shouldn't define your whole life. So even if you're a little bit older like I was, the opportunity is there to come back to university with a different mindset. And I probably went on about term mindset a lot because I believe that is the key to sort of success. You might not have it when you're at secondary school because all them classes, I think you have like 6 classes a day. It's overwhelming, but if you go away and your mindset, right, I really want to do this. You know, universities are there not to put a barrier. You can't. They're very inclusive and they want to say, right, how do we get you from A to B, regardless of your history? Well, that's my experience anyway. Have we got any other questions? I know we seem to lost a few participants now. Maybe I've sent a few of them to sleep. Went from 16 to 12. I mean, if there's no more questions, all right, wait. I was wondering if psychology with criminology will have similar ways of being assessed and the teaching hours. Yeah. It's a lot of, I mean, psychology at Middlesex, I know every university does it differently, but at Middlesex, we're very much coursework based. There's not a lot of exams at all, which, you know, was a massive factor which drawed me to it. I really don't do well in exams. At 10 teaching hours, you'll have 4 modules a year. Now, if you are on a combined one, so you're interested in criminology, I done counselling, you'll have 2 core modules, and then you'll have 2 criminology modules. So the teaching hours will be the same. Yeah. And yeah, they'll be very similar in being assessed. So everyone will have to learn lab reports, and you will do that on the like research methods and design that everyone needs to take. But then when you split off, so I've got 2 modules a week where I'm doing counselling skills or, you know, different methods of therapy. Criminology might have, you guys will have 2 different ones. I'm not an expert on criminology, but you'll have 2 others. And they will be assessed very similar to all the others. You're welcome. Awesome. Have we got any other questions before we wrap up? Okay, if there are any other questions, obviously I'll come back to them. But before we do finish, I'd just like to say thank you very much for everyone for taking the time out of your day to come here today and listen to me babble on. I do appreciate it. Oh, you guys are welcome. You guys are very, very welcome. And I wish everybody, you know, the best. I hope, thank you, Zira. I hope you guys all manage to get into where you want to go and just smash it. Just decide, right, this is what I want. Put everything else aside, go for it. Do not be shy. Do not let anything hold you back. You know, if you're not understanding anything, do not go home and just ruminate on it. Go bang on the teacher's doors. Go, I don't understand this. Put your hand up in class. You know, it brings me back to this class that I was in. You know, I think the tutor actually singled me out because I asked him the same question 3 ways. You know, I'm not going to mention the tutor's name. We've got academic staff here, but, you know, he actually said to me in a very laughy, jokey manner, he said, what are you not getting? You know, and I said, well, I just don't understand. He said, well, do you want me to draw you a map? I said, well, yeah, that might be helpful. He said, everybody else gets it, but you don't. And at that point, you know, I said, does everyone else get it? And I think a good 75% of the class all stood up and said, we have no idea what the tutor's talking about. So it's sometimes not just you. You're not going to be the only one sitting there not understanding. But I think it can be very embarrassing. You sit there, you sort of sink into your chair, I don't want everyone to look at me, especially if you're in a lecture hall of like 100, 150 people, which might not happen next year, but obviously because COVID, you'll be probably doing it through online learning like this in the big lectures. But always ask, you're not just helping yourself, you could be helping other students that are struggling with exactly the same thing. And the teachers are great, the teachers are fantastic, they're there to help, they're there to have a laugh. with, you know, it's nothing like secondary school. Awesome, lots of thank yous, wonderful. Thank you guys all again. And look at that, bang on, I got it, bang on the 30-minute mark. I guess everyone go enjoy your day now. Awesome, thank you guys. It'd be awesome if you are doing psychology next year and you are in one of the, if you do go to Middlesex and you are in one of the lab classes with me as an SLA, do give me a hi, do give me a shout. Let me know that you was at this meeting. It would be awesome to have a catch up and find out how you guys are doing. Awesome. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care, everyone.
You too.